Everything moves at its own pace. Sofía is in her small, makeshift studio, neon lights, headphones, a mixer, and a notebook full of ideas. She feels a deep rush. She wants her next track to hit right now. Creativity turns into tension when the clock and the metrics tell her it's not enough. She spends hours looking at other DJs' profiles, numbers, and playlists. Every like that doesn't arrive feels like a push to try harder. The music loses its flavor because she looks at it from the outside, not from pleasure. She decides to play big, mass messaging, paid promotions, sleepless nights to force the result. She makes noise outside her body, but inside a small voice continues to say, "What if this is not the way?" A friend invites her to an afternoon of tea and talks, without promotional plans. At first, Sofía wants to talk about strategies, but she ends up telling why she loves a particular rhythm. That memory gives her back a forgotten spark. That night, in the studio, Sofía turns off her notifications and puts on her headphones just to feel. She closes her eyes and connects with the heartbeat that made her start. Not the streams, but the sensation in her chest when a beat touches her. The next day, she finds a note slipped under the door from a mentor. She is curious and reads it out loud. It is the phrase that changes her perspective. Some things you are not allowing right now because the timing is not perfect for you. Other things you are not allowing because you are too aware of where you are. But all things, as they are unfolding, are happening in perfect order. And if you relax and begin to say, "Everything in its perfect time, everything is unfolding, and I am enjoying where I am now, in relationship to where I am going, happy with where I am and enthusiastic for more," that is the perfect vibrational stance. As she pronounces it, she feels a delicious relief run through her entire body. It is not about giving up on her goals. It is about changing the tone with which she pursues them. Sofía decides to practice without numerical goals. She mixes songs like a chef cooks, tests sounds for pleasure, records with the intention of feeling, not uploading. Each session connects her with small joys, a phrasing that makes her vibrate, a texture that surprises her. She organizes a small session on the building's terrace. She invites friends and neighbors. There are no professional lights or expectations, just shared music. When finished, someone hugs her and says, "This really reached me." In a corner there is a handmade sign, "Piloting to Success, Sofía's Session." A critical comment arrives on social media. The old voice of rush returns for a moment. Sofía breathes, remembers the quote, and the feeling of the terrace. She decides to respond from calm. She thanks, she listens, and she chooses again to create from within. She does not ignore the criticism. She reframes it. One night, in silence, Sofía puts a note in her notebook. Everything moves at its own pace. She smiles. She doesn't know how long the big interviews or massive streams will take, but it doesn't matter that much to her, because she knows that her music is now born from the right flow, a feeling that fills her, encourages her to enjoy the present, and be enthusiastic for more. The story does not promise shortcuts. It promises inner consistency and practical joy.